You are looking at General Henry Hugh Shelton, U.S. Army, 1963, the year I was born, the 2001 14th Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff, 4-star. And I have been to some special places over the years, but you know, this looks like it's going to be right up near the top. I found out that Fayetteville is the home to the 101st and Special Operations Museum, and Fayetteville is the home of Fort Bragg. So it is a very, very nice June day here in Fayetteville, and as I pulled up, I see just all of the flags that are flying here on the lawn of the museum. So the museum's going to be closing in about 45 minutes, but nonetheless, I thought that I would take advantage of this incredible opportunity to give you a walkthrough as much as I'm able to of this very, very special museum. And if I'm not mistaken, my father was in the 101st Airborne, and as I was walking into the museum from the parking lot, there was a gentleman here, and I asked him if he'd been here before, and he said that yes, he has been here before, and he was just stopping by to pick up a special something for his dad for Father's Day. So I'm going to see how much of it I can see before the museum closes. And right here, as you hear the train going on in the background, you've got Iron Mike, in honor of airborne troopers whose courage, dedication, and traditions make them the world's finest fighting soldiers. So there you have Iron Mike. Wow. Look at that. And then on the ground here you've got various memorials to various fallen soldiers. What a very special place. That's Currahee Rocks. The rock base beneath the Iron Mike has its own story. In July 1942, over 5,000 men arrived at Camp Tacoma for training as a new type of soldier, a paratrooper. If you watch the movie series Band of Brothers, I think, as I recall, there's Currahee in. So let's go on inside. Alright, so as you walk into the front door, this is what you see. You see a paratrooper. And there's the full parachute right there. What a very, very special place this seems to be. And right there you've got the Welcome Center, the Airborne and Special Operations Museum. So the main exhibit gallery is where I'm going to start. It doesn't cost anything to take this exhibit, and it doesn't cost anything. They do take donations, and I've got about 30 minutes. So I'm just going to kind of bring you along often as I have. And this is a wall showing you historical milestones of the 101st. 501st Parachute Infantry Battalion. So this actually started in, here's the test platoon to Airborne Command, 1940 to 1944. There's a German MP-40 submachine gun right there. You can see there's a German paratrooper helmet. There's a German paratrooper badge down there and a uniform. Well, I'm sure that you could just spend an entire day here looking at this exhibit. Architects of the legend. It all started with General G.C. Marshall, Army Chief of Staff. Marshall was certain that to win the war, U.S. needed an elite units, special troops for special missions. And there you see there's General George C. Marshall. There's Ike. bad. So it starts off and it takes you through World War II. And this looks like this is the fuselage, or the, not a fuselage, this is the plane right here that they would be sitting in. And there you have it. So look at that. America's finest, look at that. My dad would absolutely love taking a tour through here. Airborne operations in Sicily. Here's North Africa. Fantastic. Just landed. In the darkness of the night, this paratrooper has just landed. It could be his first combat jump, or maybe as a well-seasoned veteran of the 509th Parachute Infantry Battalion. Your guess. His heart is racing, and he's trying to listen and look for his fellow paratroopers. Can you hear them? Is that the enemy somewhere in the darkness? He hopes not. These feelings race through every paratrooper after he has just landed behind enemy lines. Little does this trooper know that even larger airborne operations are in his future. Fantastic. This is one of the little surprises you come across when you're traveling. You know, you just never know what you're gonna come across. There's operational groups in action. Look at this. That would probably be a, I would think, maybe a C-130. This is the 101st in Normandy, from Utah Beach to Carentan. For those of you that haven't seen the mini-series Band of Brothers, I've watched it now 2 or 3 times. And it's one of the more exceptional war movies that you'll watch, or documentaries, if you will. The 6th Ranger Battalion moves toward a new objective in the Philippines, 1944. You can watch movies here.
Not far from Manila. Their bold and decisive action saved over
This is the counterattack in the Pacific.
from certain death. It was, in the words of General
The Battle of the Bulge. The present situation is to be regarded as one of opportunity for us and not disaster.
Detachment 101 of the OSS, 250 Army officers and 750 enlisted men who recruited, trained, and led about 10,000 Kachin trucks.
This is the famous nuts If you watch Battle of the Bulge, the Germans were asking the Americans to surrender, and the commander's response to the German commander was nuts. Lieutenant General George Patton. Here's a Jeep coming off of a plane. CG-4A Waco glider. Okay, now we're into Korea.
I put my pen in.
Revolution and aerial delivery. This is how they would deliver the guns right there. I remember growing up as a child in the Cleveland area. I was born in 1963, and my teenage years were in the 70s. And I remember the majority of my childhood thinking that I was the generation that knew no war. Vietnam had ended, and I thought, well, you know, there's just no war. And here I find myself now, a 50-year-old man, and it seems like it's all we know these days is just war. This would be a captive in Vietnam. There's a shot of that airplane from the front. Airborne armor. This looks like this would be, this is the Persian Gulf crisis, Operation Desert Shield, right here. This is the Spider Hole, Special Forces Operational Detachment Hide Site. Now it looks like we're coming into Afghanistan, I believe. First contact in Afghanistan. Medical doctor. Medicap, helping hands in the war on terror. Alright, so let's, still got about 10 minutes to walk through some of the other part of the museum. Let's go see what we might. I always like to walk through the gift store. I'm sure I'll pick something up for my dad for Father's Day. Maybe I'll get him a nice coffee cup. Different hats. I could get my dad a nice book. That would be a great Father's Day present for my dad. And then I believe just over here, got a display of Task Force Ranger and the Battle of Mogadishu. If you saw Black Hawk Down, that movie.
Been on break for about 6 months. Yeah.
So they have, this is a sign of the weapons market in Mogadishu if you want to pick something up. This would be some of the weapons. It's an AK-47. Here's your M16. That's what I used to carry and fire. Rocket-propelled grenade, RPG. And you have another AK-47. M16A2. I believe this would actually be, looks like this would be part of one of the choppers that went down. Super 61 display. The Battle of Mogadishu in 1993 was one of the intense fighting and heroism by all who were involved. Displayed before you is a piece of the wreckage from Super 61, the first helicopter to crash, resulting in a change of mission and fate for soldiers conducting the operation that day. Well, apparently I did have an opportunity to walk through a good portion of the museum here.
I was extremely proud and honored.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the Airborne Special Operations Museum here in beautiful Fayetteville, North Carolina. Let's go in and get Dad a special something for Father's Day.